Yoga is reacting to Pzzang Yasuo versus Vladimir. The notable thing, he does have actually grasp into this matchup. Vladimir also has early game poking runes like Airy and Scorch. The shield start. So it does start with E, and this is what a lot of Yasuo players tend to overrate, which I've been preaching before all the time. There are matchups where you could E start, and I think it took just so much time for Yasuo, like, especially after buffs. I swear it took so much time for Yasuo players to realize they can E start. Because like you have a shield, you have your grasp, you have your E, does some damage, especially after buffs. Like you can literally go in, you know, with your E level 1. Into weaker early game, even in champs, like even so you could also like specifically dodge, for example, a Syndra Q as an example, and advance forward to trade, you know, as an example. Or a Sera W, they tend to start W quite often, as you know, another good example. So you get 2 birds with on rock. Now it looks like he does not know what he's doing. He does know what he's doing, so every time he goes in, gets a grasp proc, does get a little bit of sustain. Now this looks a little bit risky. I know what you guys are thinking of. This looks a little bit risky, Gaby, but he does click backwards. He's looking for a dash back. And so what's notable, he does go for a Q before he dashes again. Now he knows that, yeah, that Vladimir Q would kill if he wouldn't get the level up, but he's looking at his secondary bar, this yellow bar, and it has to fully go up to 2. It only has like 1, right? So it has to go up to 2, and then his Q is usable. See, we see it's red right now, and there is also like the 2 we see, right? So but the thing is, like in here he gets a very clean EQ off, gets the basic, gets the E off from him, and he kills him. But this is a little bit risky, because if Vladimir would W predict, then you would kind of burn your flash, but you know, we probably didn't expect that. Because maybe like Yasuo would possibly just not go in potentially, you know, so there's a word for everything, right? So in here, the interesting thing is he does get ganked, but he's very reserved with his Q, because this is also kind of a reaction time. This is a game of prediction check, where Belvet, if he flashes Yasuo's Q properly, he can advance forward for a W, and in here he does actually manage to Q as late as possible, to the point where Belvet has to burn his flash early, because she can't dash through walls currently. I believe she doesn't have her true form, so she does actually get predicted by Pzzang. Really good Q on his part. He does go for a Q and dashes through her. But the reason why she dashes through her is because she's advancing forward with her dash. She's clicking forward, but he is aiming to get out of her easy reach. So instead of walking here towards the tower, he dashes through her, so she doesn't find lethal damage. Gets another Q off, stacks his passive up, right? His passive is ramping up, and the important thing is he does get I think he doesn't get a basic off, right? I think he just Qs and 10 basics. He does get another Q off on the Belvet. Belvet turns back, connects the EQ, and so then what he does actually get the assist of Vladimir. I do believe on instantly Q if he reacts. Ooh, okay, that's good. That's good regardless. And now at this point, like if you are ahead enough, the Vladimir matchup is very easy, especially at board point. But early on it's a bit challenging. You gotta watch out on his pokes, you gotta watch out on his cheesy ignite. If he goes ignite goes by chance. Because if this Vladimir went like, it's like flash ignite, like earlier on, Yasuo could potentially die, if you guys remember the earlier play. So around ignite, Vladimir, a little more caution is recommended. But there are obviously ups and downs of ignite and ghost Vladimir, right? There's another Q off. He's very good with Qs, because even if he's low HP, even if he is low, he does go for those Qs, because the grasp does give him some healing, the vamp scepter, so somewhat that basic attack damage from Vladimir is refunded, right, healed up. And the important thing is that he does also like get some trades back, you know, because sometimes that's all you could do, just go for a Q. He does, and watch out on this one, so you can actually like dash into this raptor pit, and if you use your E smartly, you can actually dash through the wall, but you gotta get this very specific spot off. And to make it easier, you could turn on target champions only. You can toggle it, you can put it on a toggleable key, or you could also just turn it on so you don't accidentally click on the raptor, so you can look for an easier dash in case you feel like you're gonna mess it up if you are walking it from this side. This just helps beginners, but this is the position you need to have. Exact position is there. you're gonna get through the wall. And if Vladimir doesn't have pull, you can look for a very easy all-in. Why did he flash though? Maybe he accidentally flashed. Was there any point of flashing, or I don't... does that accelerate the process of it? I don't know. Maybe it was an accident, no? Sadly the raptors to pick him up. I'm not sure if that actually like accelerates the process, maybe. Don't think so, right? Because he already EQ'd in top of him. Because maybe he could then keep it to get out, I feel like. He does connect his Q after K'Sante's W. So he does hold into it, because the interesting thing about K'Sante, these days it's not tricky anymore. It's literally not tricky at all. So normally his W gives him unstoppable, which would stop Yasuo's Q, which means he can't R. But right now you can see the exact direction his W is going towards. So if he's facing this area, it will go in this exact line. So when his W completely goes off, you know, it can automatically go off, or he can like early release it, because it depends. He cannot switch directions in any potential, you know, directions. And now it's very easy to connect that third Q into a K'Sante. Does connect his third Q, K'Sante does E, but he's dead anyways. Maybe he's out. He went for one basic, but that's not super concerning. So first game is over, you know, chill little Vlad. Another Vlad matchup. Is it the same guy? This guy has D-Ring, this guy has AD, so same early game. Okay, but Vladimir certainly got nerfed, the W max build, right? So that generally seems to be a generic nerf. Okay. Does go for a basic, gets out of the... Yeah, that's interesting. That's what like many Yasuo players wouldn't be also daring to do. So watch out on this tricky play, right? So he does have his tornado, and he dashes in to go for a swing under tower, right? But the interesting thing, exactly when he gets the grass basic off and sudden impact. So this time he actually did go sudden impact for more poke damage, and Relentless Hunter for some speed, I guess. He does get out, and he does actually get quite nice amount of damage. Actually, that's almost 100. It's almost 100. It's 99 actually. And I think that's a 7, yeah. And that's quite a lot of poke damage, you know, you can get off just by one basic after a dash. If you have sudden impact. Let's go for a Q on the minions. Now this is a bit risky, right? This looks a little bit risky because I think he didn't potion in time. Maybe for consistency he could then potion a bit earlier, you know. Oh, that's a big suck, okay. Does he die? I suppose he does. He didn't potion in time. So he W's his basic attacks. He heals from potion, D-shield, grasp. Notably. And second wind. So he doesn't die super early when he's low. He does heal to... Yeah, I think the potion maybe wasn't well timed, but I think probably there were some other like minor mistakes. Probably there were some other minor mistakes, no? Like maybe if he tried to Q Vladimir, just maybe, you know, if it possibly hits, maybe baits out his pull too early or something, you know. So he gets to flash through the wall or something, you know, because he doesn't get his like empower Q off. I was thinking like maybe his Q wasn't the best invested into these two minions, because he only got one, no? He only got one minion, so it's like, is that really worth it, 14 gold? Because maybe potentially it gives you something here, you know, if you don't feel like, yeah. I mean that extra Q would matter, no? Probably wouldn't matter, no? Vladimir, maybe Kartus hits a Q. Ah, potentially. Potentially. Because if you think about it, if he hits a Q, he gets a knock up. So he gets an extra basic attack in as well, if you think about it. So that would be probably lethal. So the Kartus also manages to die, I think. Yeah, Lee is like very strong after even after buffs, he's like very strong early. Especially after buffs, right? If the enemy base is like, yep, that's a good thing, because you have good wave clear. You have good wave clear, and then you can take a plate with Demolish, because Yasuo doesn't have much pushing power, but he has good wave clear. So that's at least something, and combined with Demolish, then you have some pushing power to get the plate. Especially good into roaming champs. Because then like not only grass is gonna be useful, but also your other runes gonna be also super good, you know. the Q, stacks up his Q. He doesn't have right now alacrity, so his Qs are a bit slower if you guys noticed it. So if you wanna go for this playstyle, you gotta get used to the fact that you don't have alacrity. Your Qs are slightly slower, you know, the cooldown is slightly longer. So these are the key things to watch out for, but eventually you're gonna have enough attack speed to have the Q up frequently enough. That's like actually a Borg. Borg is very good into Vlad, because like his passive specifically gives him a lots of HP, and they tend to build a lots of HP items on Vladimir. That's really insane into Vlad. Let's get a good Q. EQ. Hold it to his Q just in case Vlad Lee flashes. It's a Cassiopeia, it's a bit risky to fight, I think. I don't suppose he will take the all-in, no? Oh. Okay, interesting, but maybe he should run away, no? I think he just does... looks a bit risky, but maybe he's willing to. He's not bad. Oh! He spams Z. Is the no, it did hit the Q. Ooh, this looks risky. Ooh. Okay, it's a nice play indeed. The same guy. He needs summons. Oh, look at the damage, right? Like you can see the damage is nasty. So I've been telling guys, start with fucking E, and now the best Yasuo player does the same thing. Like I've been telling people so many times, you could literally E start, you have all the reasons to do so, you get value out of it, the guy is half HP, you have sustaining items and runes, so this is a favored trade for you, your shield is coming. You do force an all-in because Orianna has no Q. So mages when they CS, sometimes they're gonna CS with their ranged ability, otherwise they're gonna get potentially all-in. And look at the guy, like he gets all-in, 100, holy. Even in rank, sometimes I've been telling Yasuo players this is an E-start matchup. Literally no shit's given, man. Oh, you get on. A bit of a ranked rent, right?
털려가 진짜 다 해줘야 돼. 아, 철거 진짜 너무 좋다. 상대방 힐 따면 그냥 거기서 끝이 아니야. 채굴 한 칸까지 가져가면 진짜 말이 안 돼.
It's like a package, yep. I'm not sure if this is the buffed Yasuo or not, by the way. I think the new patch might be in, right? I think the new patch might be next. Oh, holy fuck, I went all the way back. I think this might be the buffed Yasuo. Okay, not quite, okay. A little bit takes a little bit more. Even though like 2 weeks passed, it's like they didn't release yet the... Maybe they wait a little bit. Does look a bit interesting, cause like when he's this fed on Yasuo, next patch you're gonna have that sweet 10% more on his Q. That will matter a lot actually. Cause you get so many Qs off in a fight. Even though it's like a 10% only, it's still oh actually also you get 60, no you actually also get a 10% pen. So your R will be 60% armor pen, so you realize how good that is. Because that armor pen on crits I think also helps your own hits, but I'm not sure how does it work. Like I'm not sure if it helps your own hits damage as well, because if you crit you get the pen, But does it mean that, like, I know your own hits don't crit, but does that mean that your own hits also benefit from it, or how does that work? Does that mean that they... Let me just see, guys. Yasuo fandom. Let's see what does the fandom say. Let's see if own hits like board crack and, you know, generic items, maybe slide activator, which is not a lot, but you know, critical strike ignore. Yasuo's critical strikes ignore are, so maybe it's only specific to the critical strike.
나 짱돌 제대로 던지네 달리야.
Who has a lot to read. So it snaps back towards them, huh? Holy fuck, there is a lot to read. So I think it only applies, it may not affect the own hits, probably just the crit Q, crit basic attack probably. But that's still a nice amount of value. Now that's it for now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.